Buenos dias. Hello. My name is Johnny Barton. I'm a sophomore at Lenape High School, and this is my story of a backpacking trip that I went on over the summer. Over the summer, I went on a life-changing 33-mile backpacking trip on the Loyalsock Trail up in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. In the beginning, I thought of it as a way for me to meet new friends and a good way to get away from everything that was going on in Mount Laurel. Turns out I got to do these things, but it hadn't stopped there. The first day, I really got to know about trust and how little I had for anyone, especially God. The first day, we had loads of excitement and energy, that is, until the switchbacks. You see, to get up to the peak of a mountain, the trail is zigzagged, so there is a seemingly never-ending course to the top. I had no clue when the trail would reach its peak, but Mike promised that once we got up there, there would be an amazing view. I had to trust that, one, the trail would eventually end, and two, that the view would be amazing, just as Mike promised. Later that day, I realized that trusting that there was going to be a nice view and trusting that it would end paid off, because there was. Also later that day, around the 6-mile mark of our trip, we reached a campsite where we unloaded and started to relax. That was until Mike showed up and said that that wasn't our campsite. So we pushed on, and around the 8-mile mark, Mike then realized that it was our campsite. So as we picked up our stuff and kept walking, hoping there was another campsite, we reached a clearing right next to a waterfall and a river, a perfect place to set up camp. Again, my trust was tested, but still we made it to something wonderful. And although these instances are on a small scale, I feel that they are able to guide me and help me in the future. On day 2, I realized that I wasn't all that. All my life, I had lived with an awful, prideful mentality, that I wasn't scared of anything, that I'm Mr. Tough Guy. And first thing in the morning, my pride was shot down. I was doing solo time devotions up in a small notch by the waterfall. I was praying, and I heard a loud hiss. This trail is notorious for the rattlesnakes, and the fear in my eyes, I think, explained it all to Mike as I ran back down to the campsite, a much better place to do devotions. I feel God had used this challenge to show me my pride, and he was giving me an opportunity to change it. Jumping ahead to the 3rd day, I had every muscle in my body aching with pretty much everyone else in the group. So we did a little less walking, which meant a little more talking. On this day, after we reached our campsite, Mike, Billy, Mikey, and I took a good 5-mile no backpack hike to a lake that really never showed up. It was just a bog. But on those 5 miles, we were able to talk about life and how we should be living it rather than how we were living it. Proverbs 27:17 says that iron sharpens iron, and one man sharpens another. We were 4 men, so we all took our turns sharpening as well as being sharpened. On day 5, we were all excited to start off our day and getting home that day. So one French press of coffee later, I was on my way. We were all tired, but that didn't stop us from singing songs, telling jokes, and having fun. By the time we got to the vans, you don't even know how happy we were and how much we celebrated. In youth group, we have been talking about what it is like to take one step with God and how we can celebrate these steps. This was around 66,000 physical steps, but one spiritual step, and I sure did celebrate it. One thing that really changed my perspective in that whole ordeal on the backpacking trip was learning about parables and how they can really change you. We went around and looked for things that could mean something more than their face value. So one of the things I realized on the first day was that a river was really more than just water running through its course. It was kind of like us as being Christians. We have a bunch of different bumps in the roads, and we sometimes have like a waterfall or like a straightaway path, but there's also points where we just stop and it's like a lake for a little bit. And these kind of things helped me get through that entire backpacking trip, and hopefully will get me through the rest of my life learning about stuff like that. I didn't realize what I was getting into signing up for the backpacking trip. I really thought it was just going to be a walk in the park, but it really wasn't. It really helped me, and I'm learning to keep these things going in my life now rather than just during the summer. So thank you.